Hey, let me ask you something. When you turned 65, or when you started thinking about it, did anyone ever sit you down and walk you through what was coming? Not just the Medicare stuff. I mean, all of it. The housing decisions, tax questions, legal documents you may or may not have in order. The conversations about money that nobody really wants to have out loud. The stuff about staying healthy and strong so you can actually enjoy the life that you've worked so hard to build. Yeah, I've been doing this for 18 years and no one's ever told me about that conversation. That's exactly why I built this show. Let me tell you a little bit about how I got here because I think it matters. I grew up in Long Island, New York, and I'm a product of the community. When I started out in my insurance career, I did everything: life insurance, health insurance, group insurance, you name it, property and casualty, pretty much everything along the way. As I started working more and more with people turning 65, I realized something that this age group was being failed. It was severely underserved. Not because there wasn't enough insurance agents out there. There's plenty. Trust me, there's plenty. But because most of them are focused on nothing else other than making a sale, not solving a problem. I'd sit with someone on a regular basis who was completely overwhelmed. They'd easily gotten 47 plus mailers that month. Their phone was blowing up off the hook. They'd seen enough TV commercials to last a lifetime, and they still had absolutely no idea what they actually needed to do or who they can trust. And that bothered me a lot. So at that point, I made a decision about 18 years ago to get involved in Medicare and all senior insurance products. No life insurance, no group benefits, no car insurance, really Medicare and the products that support Medicare. I thought when I told people, they were like, "You are crazy. Why would you narrow it down so much?" And because I believed then, and I still believe now, that people who trust you with their health care deserve more than the jack of all trades, master of none. They want someone who knows every plan, all the carriers, every rule, every option, inside and out. Someone not being distracted by so many different products, trying to move on to the next. Over those 18 years, I built the Modern Medicare Agency. I've served clients in over 40 states. I've learned something valuable sitting across the table from most of those folks. They don't just have Medicare questions, they have life questions. The most important thing I can do isn't just to answer the Medicare ones, it was connect them to the right people for all others. And that's where the show was born. I want to paint you a picture. I think a lot of you are going to recognize this. You turn 65, or you start getting close to it, and suddenly it's like the world found out. Your mailbox starts filling up. Every carrier in America is sending you something. Your phone starts blowing up, ringing off the hook with tons of numbers you don't recognize. And every time you turn on the TV, yep, there's another celebrity telling you about that fantastic Medicare plan with zero premiums, extra benefits, free dental, grocery allowance, transportation, and more. And of course, you're thinking, how is that even possible? And the answer is, it depends. And it always depends. But nobody in the commercial is going to tell you that. So you're already overwhelmed on the Medicare side before you've even made a single decision. And then layer on top of that everything else happening in you at the same time. Maybe your home is paid off and you're wondering if now's the time to sell it. Maybe you haven't updated your will since your kids were teenagers. Do you have a 401k? You're not sure whether you should be drawing or not drawing or what to do with it. Maybe you look at your home and auto insurance bill and you wonder, am I getting a good deal? Has anyone even looked at this recently? Most of my clients don't have annual reviews when it comes to auto and homeowners, and they really should. And here's the part that really gets me. Each one of those problems has a specialist. There are great real estate experts. There are great financial planners, great attorneys, and of course, great insurance professionals in every one of those categories, but they don't talk to each other. They're all off in their own lane, doing their own thing. And you're the one left trying to connect the dots. I feel like that's not okay. And that's exactly what this show is designed to fix. People ask me why I'm launching the show now. Honestly, I probably should have done it many years ago. But the real answer is the need has never been greater. The 65 plus population in this country is growing faster than any point in history. Baby boomers now are currently retiring at a rate of approximately 11,000 people a day. That's 11,000 people a day entering the phase of life that nobody properly prepared us for. At the same time, the amount of noise, misinformation, aggressive marketing, and the confusion has never been louder. And I've watched too many people make just unfortunate decisions that hurt them simply because they didn't have access to clear, honest, unbiased information from people who actually knew what they were talking about. So that's when I decided to stop waiting and build this resource I wish every client I've ever sat with had when they got started. I want to be really clear about what Insurance Wise Guides is and what it isn't. This is not going to be a sales show. You will never hear me pushing a product or steering you towards any particular plan or company. That's certainly not what this is going to be about. This is not a show where guests pay to be on here or get to be on because they asked nicely. Every single person that's on the show will be somebody that I either know super well, have worked with for years, and that I would trust with my own family. If I wouldn't send my family to them, I'm not bringing them on the show. What this is going to be, it's going to be a resource, a place where I want you to be able to come back to again and again, whether you're just 62 and starting this retirement thinking, or you're 72 and dealing with questions you weren't expecting. There's going to be something for all of you here. And I want this to feel seriously like a conversation, not a lecture. My job is not to be the smartest person in the room. And trust me, my wife will tell you I'm not. But my job is to bring the smartest people in the room to you. And then we're going to ask them the questions that you actually want to answer. So let me walk you through what's coming. Because I think when you hear it, when you hear this lineup, I think you'll understand exactly what I'm building here. Real estate, one of the most overlooked conversations in the 65 plus world. The housing decision. Do you stay? Do you sell? What if you're going through a divorce or dealing with an estate? What if you're facing a foreclosure or a situation you just simply didn't plan for? Well, I've got a real estate expert coming on who handles all of it. Foreclosures, estate sales, divorce sales, short sales, downsizing, the full picture. Because let's face it, for most people, your home is probably one of your biggest assets, and we're making decisions about it without having the proper guidance. Long term care. This is another conversation that nobody seems to ever want to have until it's too late. Everybody needs to have this conversation to understand what happens if you or your spouse needs extended care, whether it's in home help, assisted living, skilled nursing facility. What's it going to actually cost you? And how do you plan for it without wiping out everything you've built? I've got a specialist coming on who does nothing but long-term care. It's going to be one of the most important episodes we do. Now, when we look at property and casualty insurance, most people are set up with the home in order years ago and never look at it. Are you overinsured, underinsured? Do you have the right umbrella coverage? Did somebody drop you because you're getting older after you've been with them for years? My guest is going to come on, walk you through all the important things to actually look for, give you the questions that you should be asking your agent, and hopefully save you some money. The fitness and nutrition. I'll be honest, this might be my favorite. It is my favorite, right? This is my favorite category because here's what I know. After 18 years working with this age group, people who age well aren't just lucky. They're intentional. They move, they eat right, they make choices every day that most people aren't making. I'm bringing in a fitness and nutrition professional who works specifically with the senior population. And we're going to talk about what it actually takes to stay strong, sharp, and healthy in this chapter of life. This one fires me up. I hope it fires you up. Very, very important. Financial planning, social security time, investment strategies, tax efficiency, how to make your money last. My financial planning guest is going to break all this down for you and do it in plain, simple English. No jargon, no sales pitch, just smart, practical guidance for where you are right now. And that's just the start of it. We're going to have elder care attorneys coming on, other Medicare professionals, reverse mortgage specialists, and more experts are going to be added all the time. This show is going to grow and it's going to keep showing up for you. Before I wrap up this first episode, I want to speak directly to who I built this for. If you're anywhere between 60 and 75 and you feel like navigating this chapter of your life without a real roadmap, then this show is definitely for you. If you're someone that has aging parents and you're trying to help them make smart decisions without turning into a full-time job, this show is going to be for you. If you're another professional, an agent, a financial advisor, an attorney who works with this age group and wants to hear the sharpest minds in adjacent fields, how they think and operate, welcome. there's something here for you too. My goal is simple. Every single time I finish an episode of Insurance Wise Guys, I want you to walk away feeling like you learned something real, something you can actually use, something that makes the next chapter of your life a little clearer, a little less stressful, and maybe even something you're looking forward to. That's episode 1 of Insurance Wise Guys. I kept it short today because I wanted to set the table before we bring the food out. Starting next episode, we get into it. Real conversations, real experts. If this sounds like something you need in your life, hit subscribe wherever you're listening. Share it with someone who could use it. And if you have a question you want me to bring to one of my upcoming guests, reach out. You can email us at Medicare at Paul, my first name, binsurance.com. I'm Paul Barrett. Thanks for being here today on day 1. I'll see you on the next one.